As we know, Robert Jordan got really descriptive with his writing for food in The Wheel of Time. And as someone with a chef's background, I really wanted to create the recipes that he wrote about in the books. So I started a reread, and we are now up to Illa's turnip curry. So get your apron on and let's get cooking. Hey everyone, it is Kitty from Dragonmount, and today we are going to be making Illa's turnip curry. But before we do, please like and subscribe and check out some of our previous videos. We are way more than just cooking, though the cooking is pretty amazing. So, Illa's turnip curry. We first come across this in Book 1, The Eye of the World, Chapter 25, The Traveling People. However, it is just listed as a thick vegetable stew that Egwene and Perrin eat with crusty bread. But then the show came out and it was named as a turnip curry in episode 5, Blood Calls Blood. I'm going to show you a couple of new things that we have not done in previous videos, and everything else has been shown in the past. Let's get started. Before we jump into the recipe itself, here are the ingredients you'll need. Feel free to take a screenshot of them right here, or you can download the full printer-friendly recipe from Dragonmount.com. To make this recipe, you'll need 2 tablespoons vegetable oil, 2 teaspoons cumin seeds, 1 medium yellow or white onion, chopped, 1 or 2 jalapeños, diced, 1 leek, cut in half moons and rinsed, 3 cloves garlic, minced, 2 teaspoons turmeric, 2 teaspoons garam masala, 1 teaspoon cayenne powder, 3/4 teaspoon kosher salt, 1 14.5 ounce canned diced tomatoes, drained and liquid reserved, 1 inch piece of ginger, minced or grated, 1 tablespoon tomato paste, 1 medium russet potato, peeled and cubed, 2 medium turnips, peeled and cubed, 2 red potatoes, cubed, 1 cup grated carrot, 3/4 to 1.5 cups green or yellow lentils, 4 to 6 cups vegetable stock, use as much as needed, and 1 bunch of cilantro, chopped, including stems, some reserved for garnish. Get together your chopped onion, your grated garlic, and your jalapeno if using. And if you don't remember how to do those, check an earlier video from us. It will be in the show notes. So let's cut a leek. I know they look a little weird, but pretty easy. Root end, most of the green end, and you're just gonna get rid of those. Now, leeks hold a lot of dirt. So what you're going to do is cut it in half moons, and then you're just going to do half moon slices. Biggest thing is to put them in a bowl of water. This way the dirt sinks to the bottom, and then you'll have some clean leeks. Sploosh it around for a little bit, and then you're going to put it on top of your onions for later. Measure out all your spices, you can put them together, and then open your can of tomatoes, drain them out, but keep the liquid, and then we're just gonna put the ginger on top of the tomatoes. Easiest thing, you can buy pre-done ginger. Unfortunately, I didn't, so we're gonna deal with the root. You can just peel it. You've got options. You can use a peeler, or honestly, you can use a spoon. It's a really thin skin on the outside. Just get about maybe an inch clear. And then we're just going to grate it. Right on top of the tomatoes. I have a microplane. You can use a box grater with a smaller, and you're just gonna do this until you are real tired. Ginger can be spicy, but when you cook it, it loses a lot of the bite, so you can use more than you think you would. Because to get a lot of ginger flavor, you need to use a lot of ginger. So just grate according to your own tastes. As you can see, I've got a decent amount. I'm just gonna put them on top of the tomatoes, and we will put that in later. I have my pressure cooker, which is an Instant Pot, just the regular sized one, on the saute function right now. And while it warms up, let's talk about other options for this curry. So if you have an OG pressure cooker for the stovetop, just do it on high. You're going to do a 10-minute natural release. If you don't have a pressure cooker, you can do this on the stove with a big pot and just on low and simmer for a while. I'll put the notes in. Also, you could also do it in a Dutch oven and put it in the actual oven. You have options for this recipe, so just use whatever you have. All right, once this gets hot, you're going to add 2 tablespoons of a neutral high smoke point oil. I'm just using canola. You can use vegetable. Once that is hot and shimmering, we're going to add our cumin seeds. Now, you might not have cumin seeds. You can also use ground cumin, or if you don't like it, don't use it. I love cumin, so I might go a little crazy with the cumin seeds. Dump them in. And you can hear them almost immediately start to sizzle. Now, these can burn pretty quickly, so keep an eye on them. You just want them to get a nice toasty aroma, but if you start to smell burning, you've gone too far. Once you see a couple of the seeds get a little dark, you know you're close. Okay, it smells really good, so we're gonna dump in our leeks, onions, chili pepper, which right now is jalapeno, and our garlic. And stir that and let it saute until it's a little bit lightly colored, maybe golden brown. You want to keep stirring just in case the garlic sticks to the bottom. You don't want it to burn. As you can see, I did use the entire jalapeno. I did not take the seeds out because I like it really spicy. If you don't like it spicy, take the seeds out, take the ribs out, or use a more mild pepper. You can even use a green bell pepper. This is for you. Once the onions start to get translucent, you know you're close. If anything gets stuck, just scrape off the brown parts from the bottom. It's called the fond, and there's a lot of flavor in that, so you want to keep it. Next, we're going to add all of our pre-measured seasonings. Just dump them right in. Give it a good stir. You don't want anything sticking to the bottom at this point with the seasonings. It's starting to smell so good. All right, next you're going to dump in your tomatoes and your garlic that you did. Let this cook down a little bit until the tomatoes get nice and pulpy. We're almost done. Now, the turnips, the potatoes, the lentils, and the carrots. I use shredded carrots because I hate shredding carrots, so I just buy a bag of pre-done. However, you can grate a carrot on a box grater if you want. We're gonna add the remaining liquid from the can of tomatoes with the tomato paste and the vegetable stock. Now make sure it does not go above the maximum line. You do not want to go above the maximum line, but also make sure you have enough liquid. If it seems a little low, add more liquid. Give it a good stir. Final step, dump in your cilantro. I know a lot of recipes call for like a quarter of a bunch or a half of a bunch, but I never use the rest of the bunch, and I love cilantro, so I just chopped up the whole thing. You can leave it on top. What you're gonna do is cover it up. Now, follow your machine's instructions, of course. Make sure your venting valve is set in a safe position for pressure cooking. You're gonna pressure cook on high for 12 minutes with a 10-minute natural release. After the 10-minute natural release, you can do a manual release, but stay away from the steam and of course, follow the instructions on your manual. Now, make sure your safety valve is completely down before opening this. I like that mine sings. And look how cooked down this has gotten. This looks amazing. So you've got a couple different options from here. You can eat it as is. You can pour it on top of rice or any other grain you like, if you like a thicker, chunkier stew type of thing. Or what I like to do is I'm going to take out half and reserve it, and then I'm going to blend the other half. Be careful, it is very hot, possibly even boiling. Take out as much as you want. Oh man, this smells so good. I'm going to say that's about half. And then from there, you can either put this in a blender, use a potato masher, get in there with your hands, or I have a little immersion blender, so I'm just going to use this. And then just blend to the consistency that you like. That looks good for me. So I'm just going to scoop some in the bottom of a bowl. Since it already has lentils, I'm not adding any more grains, but that's for me. And then we're going to top this with the remainder of the non-blended portion. And there we have it, Illa's turnip curry. I like to garnish with a little bit more cilantro for the pop of green, and I love it. So if you make this recipe, please let us know down in the comments. My name is Kitty. This is Dragonmount. Please check out our other cooking videos. If you have any other questions, comment below. I will get back to you. And do you know we have also a ton of other Wheel of Time content, and we go live a lot. So check out our social media to keep up to date with us. As always, happy eating.
That's all for this episode. Thanks for sticking around to the end. As always, please subscribe to our channel and click the thumbs up button or leave a comment. We like comments, especially positive ones. If you have a friend who enjoys the Wheel of Time, tell them about Dragonmount.com and our show. Special thanks to our show sponsor, Tour Books, as well as to our Patreon supporters. If you want to learn more about how our show is made and get additional insights into the Wheel of Time, you can become a Patreon supporter. We have a lot of big plans for the show, and your contribution will go a long way to making them a reality. Be sure to follow Dragonmount on social media, and see you next time.